How's it going, humans? And welcome to HewTube. Today's episode, we are making a mallet. But not this one, because it's too big. We're gonna make a smaller one, like a mini Mjolnir, with a nice little base that we can put some stickers in and some business cards. So stick around, check it out while I clean up. So the build concept for this is pretty simple. It's going to be a base with a couple of cutouts for stickers and business cards. And then on top is going to sit a little mini Mjolnir at a jaunty 45-degree angle. That's it. Seems simple enough, right? This is going to be a lot of work for a day. Right. Did I not mention this is going to be a one-day build? Okay. Let's pick some wood. What is this? Do you know what this is? Oh, what are you doing? No. I don't know what this is. That one didn't taste very good. Should probably put that one back. We're only going to use good tasting wood for this project. Like maybe some black walnut. Maybe some African padauk. Maybe some maple. Maybe whatever this is. Or something with some epoxy on it. Okay. We're stuck. So next I took a minute to stare at my wood and figure out what I wanted to use for this project. Okay. I made some decisions. We're getting rid of this. We're getting rid of this. I know, it'll be okay. So we're gonna do one similar to this, but different. We're just gonna use a black walnut base, and we're gonna do a all African padauk hammer. So we use this for the handle. It has some nice sapwood on it. It's freaking beautiful. Then we'll use a piece of black walnut in the middle of the handle and wrap it in padauk. So it'll just be a mirror image of that. So let's start cutting some wood, get a glue up going, and then we can start turning a handle while that glue's drying. And I think we can do this today. Let's make it happen. Now you might be thinking to yourself, hey Hugh, this is the second time you've said you're trying to do this in a day, but you haven't told us why. And you're right. So the reason I'm trying to do this in a day is my friend Teika Hudson of Golden Griffin Tattoos has said, hey Hugh, why don't you bring up some business cards and some stickers and you can put them in my shop so that you can promote your business. And I thought this was absolutely amazing and such a kind and sweet gesture to let me promote my business inside of her shop. Now the problem came as I didn't want to just bring a stack of business cards and stickers to put on a table. I felt that they should be displayed in a much cooler way. Something that really does promote HewmanMade and some of the fun and cool things that I do. Now, does this mean that I need to make this in a day? No. Does it mean that I happen to be going up there tomorrow and I want to have this done in a day? Yes. So, welcome to the arbitrary deadline that I have inflicted upon myself. But it's nowhere near as bad as trying to remove these pieces of padauk from the router sled. Oh, come on. Really? Seriously? Oh my god. Come on. You gotta be kidding me. Oh. Now with narrowly escaping defeat on that epic battle, it was time to mix up some epoxy and fill this little crack in the side of the padauk. Now as that epoxy sets, it was time to start figuring out my handle size. And I made the first big mistake of this build by cutting this piece down too small. So I don't use the lathe much. And I think I just made a rookie mistake, because that's what I am. I don't know if I'm gonna actually be able to chuck this up properly. Let's see what happens. Wait for it. Listen for it. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. Well, that was unfortunate. Because this was a really nice piece that would have been a really nice handle. But that's called learning. Let's figure out a different plan. So it's 3 seconds later. I just walked over to the bin and I found this piece. This is going to be so much better. So much better. Let's try not to split it. So to try and keep this piece from splitting, I drilled out some holes for the centers and chucked it up. So as you can see, sometimes with failure, you end up coming out with something even more successful. I think it'll work. But before we start turning, we need to make sure we're using our time effectively today, which means we need to orientate our boards and get our glue up going. And no, you can never have enough clamps. So after a quick cleanup of that excess glue, I could get to turning. That's gonna be pretty. Oh, that's gonna be so nice. So with that done, I took a second to clean up the excess glue with my glue chisel, and then it was time to get this thing cut down and shaped like Mjolnir. Now some of the keen-eyed viewers might think, hey, why are you doing a crosscut like this without a crosscut sled or a miter gauge? And you're right, I'm not using either of them. And that's because I feel comfortable enough making this cut. So if you don't feel comfortable making a cut, don't make the cut. Do not do anything, especially on a saw and a table saw, that you are uncomfortable doing. I feel comfortable making these cuts, and you might not. So, should I have a crosscut sled? Maybe. Should I use a miter gauge? Maybe. But I'm doing everything within my comfort level, and you need to make sure that you are doing the same thing. So with this done, oh, it looks so good. Look at these lines. Look at how it goes from like that facet straight up to that one. Yeah. A little off on a couple here and there, but probably fix that with some sanding. Yeah. Now at this point I don't really want to think about sanding because there's going to be enough of that to do later. What I need to do is find the center on this mallet so that we can drill out a nice big hole and get the handle fit into place. Sweet. Good, good, good. So, it's just over, which is perfect, which means we can sand it down to fit. So it turns out that it's kind of a tight fit, and we're gonna try and just screw it on. Should I have sanded some more? Maybe, but I didn't want to. Now with it in place, I marked the handle depth, and I had to try and take it off. Oh, it is very snug. Oh, that might not be coming out. Whew. That was a close call. Now, if I'm keeping track properly, I think that I've won 2 battles today, which is an amazing feat for me. So, there's gotta be something that's gonna go wrong. later, right? Probably. But let's not think about that now, because it's time to sand. Dusty. Sanded. Next it was time for a quick smoke break, and then I could do my final assembly. Oh no, come on. Come on, turn. There. Now with the handle in place and the glue cleaned up, I drilled a small hole for a leather cord, and it was time to hang it up and apply some finish. It was 3 to 4 hours on sand surface. 3 to 4 hours. Okay, so you all heard me say 3 to 4 hours, right? Okay, remember that. That's gonna be important later. 3 to 4 hours. It's been 5 hours. It's been 30 hours. It's been like 4 days. But that's just a little preview for part 2. So thank you for hanging around. Get it? Like the mallet hanging around. And watching me build a thing. So come on back, check out part 2, and we're gonna make a base, and it's gonna be a problem. I'm just gonna say, we're gonna have issues. Yeah.